Morning. Good morning. It's so good to be awake and feeling rested and ready to take the day. My name is Mighty Stream, brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. This is the Hood Recovery Services. HOOD stands for Hope Offered on Demand. And I have been covering the Just for Today meditation written by the Narcotics Anonymous World Service Office. Today, we are going to cover the April 7th reading, and I'm excited. Let's see what it says. Now, let me share that screen. Oh, that sounds nice. Okay. April 7th, the value of the past. This firsthand experience in all phases of illness and recovery is of unparalleled therapeutic value. We are here to share it freely with any addict who wants to recover. Basic text, page 10. Most of us came into the program with some serious regrets. We had never finished high school, or we had missed going to college. We had destroyed friendships and marriages. We had lost jobs, and we know that we couldn't change any of it. We may have thought that we'd always be regretful and simply have to find a way to live with our regrets. On the contrary, we find that our past represents an untapped gold mine, the first time we are called on to share it with a struggling newcomer. As we listen to someone share their fifth step with us, we can give a special form of comfort that no one else could provide, our own experience. We've done the same things. We've had the same feelings of shame and remorse. We suffered in the ways only an addict can suffer. We can relate, and so can they. Our past is valuable, in fact, priceless, because we can use all of it to help the addict who still suffers. Our higher power can work through us when we share our past. That possibility is why we are here, and its fulfillment is the most important goal we have to accomplish. Just for today, I no longer regret my past because with it, I can share with other addicts, perhaps averting the pain or even death of another. Let's reread the first part of this meditation. April 7th, the value of the past. This firsthand experience in all phases of illness and recovery is of unparalleled therapeutic value. We are here to share it freely with any addict who wants to recover. I want to say that there's something about realizing that you have something of value to offer. And that's the key word here. It's talking about the value of the past. And here in the third paragraph where it says, our past is valuable, in fact, priceless. And the reason why it's priceless and the reason why it's valuable is because it is an indication that you have suffered. And not all of our past experiences are about suffering, right? But if you were a using addict, you experienced a lot of suffering. Even if you weren't, in this day and age, you have a story to tell. And that's the point, is that your past has value. The things in the beginning when we first got to the program that were in our not too distant past, we looked at those things from a skewed point of view, right? A point of view that was twisted because we were looking through eyes of an individual that had turned to another substance to be able to cope with their feelings, emotions, circumstances. So when we look at the past from that skewed or obscured point of view, distorted, that's the easier word to use, a distorted point of view, then everything you're looking at is going to come into view through those lenses. The danger of that is that you can look in your past and really get an attitude. You can really be frustrated by your past. And you can, unfortunately, until you learn how to really sort through your values, your core values, your experiences through the lens of a sponsor who is there to help you do your fifth step, you can be stuck in that for quite a while, beating yourself up constantly over the past, your past choices, and possibly the suffering that you've caused. And we don't want that for you. Not here in this fellowship. We don't want that for you at all. We want for you to move into that healthy, that sweet science, that sweet spot. We want you to move into that because when you get to that point where you can let go of all the guilt and the shame, when you get to the point where you can recognize it for what it's worth, right? You can say those are liabilities. I don't need those survival skills. They didn't help me do anything but to continue to fight and be angry and to use. I don't need those anymore. I need these assets. I need these parts of me that are beautiful, loving, and kind, and gentle, honest. I need those parts to come forward and be what I present to other people as my experience and my strength and my hope. You know, sometimes I get on here and I do the just for today meditation, and I wonder why it always seems relatable. You know, there's some other books, you know, that I enjoy reading, some other meditations. I even started my own. Oh my goodness, it's quite, I think I have 3 more months to complete a whole year, and I just have not had the desire to finish it. But there's something about this just for the day meditation that seems to stand out from all of the others. You know, certain meditations have a certain tone, and they pick up the tone of the person, of the author. Okay, so I'm a person, I love God. I love reading books of the Bible. I love listening to other speakers, podcasts that expound on certain scriptures. Okay, so that's who I am. So when I go to personally write, generally speaking, that flows through because that's who I am. That mostly benefits people that have the same faith as I do, right? So meditations, generally speaking, they, I don't say target, but they emphasize the energy of the writer, the author. And the Just for Today meditation is not, it doesn't have one single author. It has several authors, and they do not want to receive the recognition for their authorship because this is an anonymous program. You know, there's another Just for Today, not Just for Today, but another meditation that they're working on that will focus on individual spiritual principles. And they are issuing rough drafts where people can be a part of the committee that approves the final piece of work that comes out. It's a collective community. And so when a person comes into, this is where I'm headed with this, when a person comes into the program, they come singularly, they come by themselves, and they come for whatever reasons pushed them or brought them. So when they come, it's all about I this, I that, I went through this, I feel this, I don't like this. And it's not until those that have been around start to engage them, or they start to hear other people share their experience, strength, and hope in the meeting, that they start having a point of identification. We say around here, look for the similarities and not the differences. And it sounds like just a simple thing to say, but I can tell you that if you focus on what you have in common, the differences or the uneasiness about the differences seems to just fall away. It just goes into the background. It's no longer important. And so I just want to say that your past, right, your experience has value because it has the potential to reach a person that would otherwise be obstinate or otherwise be resistant to the community, the collectivism of recovery, the we part. Let me make that simple, right? Your experience, your ability to share who you are makes it easier for the person who is still trying to resist the fact that they have the disease of addiction. It makes it easier for them to come away from the I into the we, right? And when they start realizing that they're not by themselves, and we say a lot of times NA stands for never alone, but it takes a while to realize that you're not alone. And one of the ways we can help the newcomer, right, or the still suffering addict to understand that they're not alone is by our sharing our past, realizing that it has value. So today I want to challenge you. I want you to take the day by the horns. I want you to go out into your daily routine confident that you have something to offer to the world, to people that you encounter, to your community that you work in. I want you to share who you are. And there's a way to share who you are, right? We don't have to be bold. We don't have to be arrogant. But we can be who we are. And if we have strong personalities, we can show that too, right? Right? We don't have to dummy down for anyone today. I encourage you to do that. My name is Mighty Stream. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful organization. I'm excited. Every time I am engaged with their activities, I'm encouraged. I always feel like, wow, there's a place where I actually fit with who I am. And I don't have to do a whole lot of adjusting to fit here. And so I enjoy it. I enjoy the Hood Recovery Services, Hope Offered on Demand. I love waking up in the morning, grabbing my coffee, doing my prayers, and then coming online to record the podcast. My name is Mighty Stream. I hope to hear from you soon. I've had some wonderful, beautiful interactions. Just yesterday, I was about to get into a Zoom meeting that was an invitation to be on a forum to discuss mental illness. And I was excited, but you know what excited me even more? It was the individual that was at the jail calling me. And he said, is this the Hope lady? Oh, he made my day. He said, is this the Hope lady? And I said, yes, this is Mighty Stream. How can I help you? And he said, I'm being released from jail. I just need a few numbers. Could you please look up some phone numbers for me? And yeah, he called me 3 times. He called me 3 times in a row. And he needed cab numbers. He needed, different things so that he can, organize his release. But I was just so tickled when he said, "Is this the hope, lady?" Yeah, it was really beautiful. So I want to encourage you today to be the light, be the hope, and be the sparkle in someone else's eye, because you're able to take your experience, your past, and share it in such a way where it's palatable, they can receive it and benefit from it. You make it a great day. I most certainly plan to.